Hi there, I'm Grey Hunter, and welcome to War in the East 2. So, we're going to be going in again, challenging difficulty, Soviets, and we're going to go for the Grand Campaign. Yeah, 1941, isn't it? So, yes, I've tried this before. And the idea now is see if I can do better. I learned a few things. I've got to remember to check my reserves every turn. I've also got to remember to check that my Air Force is actually doing something, because the pressing the auto buttons apparently doesn't do much. So, yay. Right, you can get away with an Air Force on lower difficulties. On this, not so much. So we're starting off with the standard assault. And yeah. This is going to just be them smacking up my Air Force. So you can see I've lost 1,700 planes already. It's normally worse than the first couple of days. I'm getting these sorties out now. But the first few turns are just going to be us getting kicked in the face. As it should be as the Soviets. We reached 2k. So we're taking some losses out there. Actually, most of them are on the ground because they didn't really expect the assault. Germans have properly planned their attack. Right. Now, starting over there, push north. Yeah. We're expecting huge casualties on turn 1. There's not much you can do about it. So, what do I need to do this time around? I need to try and kill the panzer divisions. I need to try to husband my strength a bit more. I mean, I was able to do some amazing encirclements last time, but when it came to the grind, I just couldn't break the Axis line. I need to get better at that. The only hints how to assault heavy fortified units, even with artillery. Interesting. Get that. We're doing the full drive towards Riga. There we go, they're taking Riga on turn 1. Kind of a must for the Axis, you need that supply line. Now let's see how the encirclement goes. Panzer division is driving north. So I'm going to be looking to preserve my tank units. I'm going to be looking to cut off their panzers wherever possible. And obviously 1941 is just survival. If I can come out of this with an active tank corps, I'll be happy. I mean, the casualties here don't even matter at this point. Yep. And, okay, you can kill him. Suppose you want to get past the zone of control. I mean, if they want to just smack up my front line and not actually surround it, that'd be fine. Another test is, are they going to be able to get to Minsk on turn 1? They've got pre-programmed moves, but there's still the kind of wiggle room in the Axis results. Yeah, they are smacking in. Now they're going down to the bottom there. Always fun to get a new one in. I've seen they've released a Spanish Civil War one, haven't they? I should probably have a look at that at some point. Still waiting for the War of the World. Yeah, I'd be here doing a video, but yeah, it'd be worth it. That's a lot of people to throw at that one unit. Got 102 tanks lost and they lose 1. Alright. Routed. Yep, there goes Minsk, and they're going to close this pocket. That's a big size pocket. See, I wouldn't be attacking that pocket now, because what they're doing is routing people out of it. Now they're going south. Cam hasn't quite tracked down far enough. Lvov on turn 1 isn't much of a harder, because most of the Soviet forces were down south. They expected to push for the oil field, didn't they? You're going to be trying to make use of fortified zones as speed bumps. I don't expect them to survive, but it takes a bit of... They can't just move. And they're coming this way. Lvov on turn 1 is a little bit more challenging. They'll probably get it. There we go. Oh, sorry, Lvov isn't the challenge. It's a major encirclement down here. That's the challenge. Technically, those 2 guys there aren't encircled yet. Alright. Come on. But not a steam. Yes. Okay. That's actually pretty good in the south. Yeah, they've encircled those guys, but I really feel I can do some stuff with this. No, we'll come back after the freight. Okay, so the first turn summary gives us quite a lot of losses, 31,000 losses, or 313,000 losses. So let's flick on ground support. I'm going to automate the AI reserves. Obviously, situation report. They've attacked with 3.5 million men. All going a bit wrong. This is on. Turn 1, there's not much I can do with the air, so we'll just leave it to be. I'm not going to be showing the air screen much if you come through these. I can always nip back in and show it, but it's going to be pretty much nothing. And now we get to the interesting part. So, nothing took off, nothing did anything, just panic. Oh, oops. I always think I can use acid. I don't know why. Right, they are no longer surrounded. So we'll move these guys back. Right. Can I get an infantry unit into there? No, it's going to have to be a tank. It's going to have to be this armoured unit. Alright. Can I mass enough forces to hit this 2-2 guy? We're in no good mood. What's the undo? I forgot the hotkey. Is there an undo? Right. That we can live. 4-2. I haven't got much else in the region, have I? Tanks are going to retreat. The line of forts here. Your armoured, you're going back. Because we've got these guys popping up next turn. Let's withdraw towards this fortified line. Cavalry will draw as well. Get the HQ back. You can act as speed bumps. You can see the next turn 2 line's going to be right here. At least we're not doing a full on retreat. This is any steps back that I would like to maintain something of a defensive line. You. Here we go. I can remember stuff. Alright, let's hit this guy with everything we got. Hey, we killed 7 tanks. Look at that. You know, you take your victories where you can get them. Especially in 1941. U2 HQs aren't going to do much. SEC units can go to the front. You guys can checkerboard yourself out just to be annoying. We just want something there just to be a bit of a break in the line. Can't quite get anyone into there. Just gonna do that, you think? Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, this big southern thing's gonna kick off next turn. What we can get. We haven't got access to these guys in the south yet. It's all good. Move some infantry forwards. I'll consolidate my command when it's less panicky. And we're going to put something of a fortified line down here. again to something of a fortified line. Yeah, all this chunk here would be good. I'm running on admin points already, but that would not be a long-term problem. That just gives them something to worry about there. Moving up to this, what chicanery can we do? Looking for like the finish point of that line. Anywhere we can kind of cause upsets. No, we're not going to hold these forts. We are going to pull back. You can reconnect in through there, which is nice. You guys are going to pull back to port. Can you naval out? You can. Not sure how much good it's going to do, yeah? Right, these security units. Gonna want them in and around. You guys pull back to this side of the river. Yeah, we need some speed bumps. Sorry, lads. Security unit can also be a speed bump. But the tanks are getting pulled back. It's a motorized core. Zelensky is the next thing. I managed to hold Zelensky for the whole of the last game, so I'm hoping I can pull that off again. And it does tend to be a bit more of a challenging one for the Germans. Pull the HQ back. You part of the 25th Army. Army can be part of that. You're not surrounded, you're not surrounded. And that's why I haven't got on isolated. Where's that gone? Fortified zones on. Yeah, okay, so none of these guys here are technically isolated, which is great. All these guys here are technically isolated. Not so great, but yeah. Can push up towards Minsk. Oh, they're going to let me retake Minsk. No, they're not going to let me retake Minsk. Sometimes the AI is bad at garrisoning. Today's not one of those days, unfortunately. I would take those bonus points if they could give them to me, though. And what I'm doing here is wondering if I can... Perfect. Look at that. None of these guys are technically surrounded now. Which means they're not just going to surrender next turn. The Germans are going to have to actually fight them out. Which is awesome for me. That's just going to slow their advance a lot. Also, I did a little dance there. You didn't see it. You don't want to see me face. Alright, the mechanised units just continue to move back. Oh, frag that. I'd love to go to get to Brest-Litovsk. There we go, we just smacked that supply line up. I mean, there's always the dream of keeping some of these guys alive, isn't there? Alright. This is a big one. Yeah. Alright, let's put down some random fortified units. Just as speed bumps to give us a bit more time, and I should probably save the last empty for the north. This is good though. I've managed to not get completely surrounded. These guys are pulling back. Tank to the rear. You guys just fan out a bit. Generally you're not going to stop them, but you are going to cause some serious... Unless they have to fight, they have to stop. The way I look at it. Rescue some HQs, because we can. There we go. You guys have retreated there. You're pretty strong. You come down and cause some trouble here. You start digging in along this line. I want some forts for when the Soviet Germans arrive. Moscow units need to move down towards Smolensk. Yeah. Keep reserve here unoccupied, that would also be a good day. Overall, pretty confident actually for turn one. No? Let's be perfectly honest, this is not going to hold. I don't expect any of this to hold. But for turn one, you can mass an armoured unit around Kharkov. You can come around to support here. This terrain here is just defensive gold. Actually, I want to be defending up here down here first. No point in retreating any further than needs to be. When you got a major river, you can force them to fight over. Yep. Let's ready ourselves for the Battle of Depnia. It'd be nice to have more troops along this line, but yeah. That can come. That can come. Right. Yeah, there's no way you're getting out. Honestly, I broke the main pocket out. I'm considering that a major victory for the turn. That's a tiny number of encirclements for turn one. Very happy with that. I can't move those, I keep going back to them. Check my reserves. We haven't got much we can move out. Because it's turn one. But we'll get these AA guns going to the front. Because if we can start causing casualties to the Germans, and I've still got the save for the last game, so what I might be doing is nipping across every so often and checking to see how I compare to my last attempt at this difficulty. Restricting game options, yeah, well, no, as I say, you never know how you turn that on. Okay, so overall, not bad. Ooh. Got some tanks here. Let's shift them towards the defensive landing ground. Yeah, okay, so we've got a defensive line forming. We cause trouble here. This is going to be closed up easily. But it doesn't mean they can't just annihilate them this turn, which I'm very happy about. 300,000 losses to their 6,000. 59 tanks. It's not bad for turn 1. On my 1,000 value 200, it's fine. Nothing I can do about that. See my own action phase. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I lost 400 men. They lost 300. Right, into turn 2. It's only been half an hour, but you know, that's how these games go. You're not here for a quick action. Okay, we're off with the attacks. Those guys surrendered. Ooh, scouted. Scouted is good. Shattered is bad. Can you actually point the cameras on? There we go. Yeah, see, we're slowing them down. Yeah, and now the Romanians are entering the war. Welcome to the only point of the war the Romanians will be actually threatening. Alright. They're driving north of the tanks. Crossing into the Proskos. This is to be expected. Lots more held than I was expecting, actually. This is great. I mean, I'm getting my face kicked in, but it's not as bad as it could be. The fact that some of our guys are holding the line is pretty damn good. He's having a big old think about stomping. I always like that. Alright, now back to routing me. That was a lot of units to send on that one guy there. Yeah, see, the tank's having to attack like that, as opposed to driving forwards. This is a week they don't have. Yeah, because it's week turns at the moment, it'll switch to 2 week turns later. Scouted. Perfect. Held. A held on turn 2. That's what we expect on these games. 11,000 losses. I've got the Doggy's Dungeon guy talking about confidence in my head, but you know, as an opening, I'm pretty damn happy with this. Yeah. Out. Held. Retreated. Surrendered. Yeah, they're cleaning up that pocket. That's fine. Again, it's using up man time they don't want to use. Mechanized division. Yeah. They've freed up their guy, he was trapped, but that guy now hasn't had fuel. Which is kind of important for them. That's used a infantry division there to clear that guy out. Yeah. Oh, another hold. Perfect. For second attack, yeah. Look at this. Hopefully Stalin's throwing everyone he's got into uniform at the moment. Oof, that's alright. And these guys are cleaning up. But they can't be just, like, easily cleaned up. So this will be interesting. How far can they penetrate this time with their armour? They're going for quite a wide penetration because I've just shown them that they don't want to go narrow. See, they got routed and they teleported down to the south there. This is why you don't want to hit anything you've just surrounded too early. Yeah, just surrendering out a bunch of guys. Held against the Romanians. Twice. 3 times. Yeah, their security unit. You don't expect much from security units. Routed for 8k losses. And it goes quiet. We're still on priority attacks. So we've still got a lot more pain to come. Haven't seen anything from the centre yet, really. Alright, more security units. Actually, they were just kind of advancing, weren't they? We've isolated. It's all enemy weak points. Well, repair, we did it. Oh no, yeah. Alright, so I added in a ground support, which apparently hasn't done much. But, you know, we lost 7 aircraft. That's much better than last month. 500,000 losses is a lot worse. Now I'm still in Soviet. That's the whole lot. Yeah, 200,000. It's not terrible. They've shot up to 11. Alright, you guys are never getting out. Let's mess their supply lines up. It's not going to do that much. Mainly because, well, end of the day, there's not much we can do. They're going to use Riga a lot as well. This is going to be a lot harder to break out this turn. We can retake Minsk. However, I guess there's a few bonus points. It doesn't do much. Trying to look for any other ways I can save these guys this turn. Can't, but I've slowed their death down by a turn. In many ways, that's a victory in itself. I'm going to spread these guys out, make finding them and hunting them down annoying. cut that very line there. We got a mechanised unit here that might be able to push out. Not really. But having to force them to retake Minsk is going to be just funny, at least. Right, I feel like I've got a gap there. We're on the wrong side of the river. I really should pull you guys back. Did it shift R? With a hotkey, whacking these guys onto refit mode. J and K. Here we go. Let's get the air command out of the way. I might need them later. Cut that rail line again. Here we got a chance of cutting. No, we haven't. Looked at all tanks. Tanks everywhere. There. So we've got 2 tank units here. We're going to retreat and go into reserve. Refit. You're going to move into here and go into reserve. The guys we've rescued. You hold the port. You retreat. Right, clear the events. It's basically filling and coming in. Trigger that back in. Yeah, Pascal's going to be a bit of a difficult one to hold. Like some tanks in reserve. Do what they're supposed to be doing. Alright. Defense of Solinsk. You want to make this difficult for them if possible. So we're going to use our tanks as a reserve. Trying to keep them together. Hoping they can help the front line just hold for another day. Start building up a line. We're not really at that stage yet, but you know, if we feel better. Dapper in here. Okay, that's not looking too bad, is it? You guys can all retreat back here. Refit. Don't worry, you'll get troops at some point. Honest. Yeah, this is looking like a major hole in my line, doesn't it? Got no to plug it with either. You're not letting me move these people. They've got like 200 action points. Oh well. You can only do what you can do. Okay, so the centre's a mess. That's to be expected. Rail you down towards about here, that should be safe. You guys start marching here. Keep the armoured units near Kharkov, that's fine. Again, mess up the rail lines wherever possible. Anything we can do to mess with their supply line here. Yep, that's another one cut, they can't use that. Now, this is our... They've done pretty poorly down here. Back. You can go forwards. We're continuing to concentrate all the armoured units. Because we'll want them later. I will probably have to throw them in, but I'd rather throw them in when they're at least a little bit up to date. Alright, so checkerboarding. New armoured formation, form up here. Checkerboarding. Got that cavalry off for a turn, because we can. Oh, we have no strength down here. Got that main road there. Okay. That's pretty useful. That railroad's no use to them anymore. All the retreating and smacked guys back. Attacks are dreams at this point. Yeah, cavalry's going to be useful later as well. Now is not the time to counterattack, so let's just make ourselves annoying. Alright. Continue to withdraw to the defensive line. Give all this south of Odessa up. Except for these guys here can't move properly, so congratulations, you just became part of the defences. Right, the airborne are in position. Gonna pull him back because he's actually a useful lead force. There we go. We have a nice-ish Odessa line. We're giving up a fair chunk of that ground there, but we'll be fine. You guys start garrisoning the ways into the Crimea. Tanks for holding, tanks for holding. You can come up to help support Kiev. Yeah, we're just going to need a metric ton of guys on the front line. There we go, Rifle Corps to help Kiev. I really wished I could have helped you for another turn, but yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Alright. Oh, look at this, rifle division's coming in. Every division is a few thousand men we can throw to the front. Mechanized Corps, HQ, Tank Division, Motorcycle Regiment, Mechanized Division. And this is what I forgot last time, is to pull these guys in. Even if I'm just throwing them in around Smolensk or up to Leningrad. Like Far East and all those off-map things can hold off for a little bit. We'll get them up in a couple of months. But now, these guys are all coming to say hi to the German army. Howitzer regiments. Yep. Tank teams, regiments, yep. These guys will hopefully start going into the front. So far, we've sent about 200,000 men to the front. Okay, battalions. All this glorious stuff. Construction units, also very useful. Well, I've noticed we've got a few of them. Someone's got to dig our trenches. Yep, like 225,000 men or so. Not bad. Can't move these manually, so after hopefully they'll go in. Alright, let's cycle the turn and actually, look at the time. We'll call it there. I'll cycle the turn at the start of the next one. And we'll see how badly we get punched. So, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you there.